car brands are as renowned or luxurious as Lamborghini. Despite how widely known Lamborghini is though, few people actually know the history behind the famous brand. The story of Lamborghini is just as impressive as the car brand. As you may or may not already know, Lamborghini all starts with one man, Ferruccio Lamborghini. Lamborghini's story begins in northern Italy. Although he was born in 1916 on a farm and helped his parents with growing grapes, the young Italian was fascinated with the farm machinery instead of the actual farming. He had a natural talent for engines and machinery. Despite his father's efforts to get Lamborghini to inherit the farming lifestyle, the young man would instead go on to study machinery at the Technical Institute, located near Bologna. After graduation, Lamborghini started working at one of the most prestigious workshops in Italy. From here, the young Italian would show his natural entrepreneurial spirit by opening his own workshop. Lamborghini would go on to create a workshop in Ranazzo with his friend Marino Filippi. They worked on different vehicles and machines together. All of this changed, however, in 1940. By 1940, Italy and other Axis powers were at war with the Allies. This war affected everyone, Lamborghini included. By 1940, Lamborghini found himself drafted into the Italian Royal Air Force to fight against the Allies. Once he enlisted, Lamborghini found himself stationed in Rhodes as part of the 50th Auto Reparto Misto di Manovara, a unit dedicated to repairing vehicles and machinery. The mechanic would work on various Italian aircraft and other machines until the war began to close. In 1945, as both the British and Americans began to invade Italy, the island of Rhodes would fall into British hands. As part of their invasion, the British forces would actually take Lamborghini as a prisoner of war. Soon after, the war in Europe would end. Despite the war being over, though, Lamborghini wasn't allowed to return to civilian life until 1946. However, while he was stationed in Rhodes, he actually met his first wife, Clelia. Clelia would give birth to Lamborghini's first son, Tonino, in 1947. Sadly, though, she died while delivering. Despite serving in the Air Force, Lamborghini's entrepreneurial spirit remained well and alive. From Rhodes, the young veteran went back to Bologna and saw a huge opportunity. There was a growing and potentially lucrative market for farm equipment. Lamborghini decided to capitalize on this demand. Tractors at the time were equipped with combustion engines. Lamborghini, however, revolutionized tractors by creating a tractor that utilized a 6-cylinder petrol engine. He got the idea from Morris Trucks and named these new tractors Carioca. There was a slight issue with his design, however. Petrol was incredibly expensive at the time. To circumvent this, Lamborghini designed his tractors to start with petrol, before running off the cheaper and more available diesel. From the creation of these Carioca tractors, Lamborghini would go on to found Lamborghini Trattori, his first company. Trattori would continue to manufacture and sell these tractors, and the company continues to operate even today. Lamborghini wasn't satisfied with just creating tractors, however, and would soon expand the scope of his mechanics. In 1960, Lamborghini would travel to the United States and afterwards began yet another business. The entrepreneur expanded his business into air conditioning and heating. This would lead him to create a new business. Just like his tractor business, his new business would also go on to become hugely profitable. Lamborghini obviously had a long and illustrious career. He was undoubtedly a heavyweight in the mechanics field. However, today the Italian legend is most known for his car brand. So what led him to creating the first Lamborghini? It began with Enzo Ferrari, founder of similarly famous car brand Ferrari. Throughout his life, Lamborghini, unsurprisingly, enjoyed cars. He would purchase various different cars, and his taste in vehicles would become more expensive as he became wealthier. At one point, the Italian actually had a different luxury car for every day of the week. However, in 1958, Lamborghini bought his first Ferrari. Lamborghini, however, found Ferraris to be substandard cars. Specifically, he found their clutch to be terribly designed. During his time driving Ferraris, Lamborghini would frequently have to travel to Maranello for repairs. Every time he went to Maranello to get his Ferrari repaired, however, it took the mechanics hours to actually fix his car. This irritated him, along with what he thought was their inferior performance. This all led to Lamborghini meeting Enzo Ferrari, the founder of the luxury car brand. After the third or fourth visit, Lamborghini decided to replace the clutch at his own tractor company with his head mechanic. After disassembling the Ferrari engine and transmission, Lamborghini's mechanic discovered that the clutch fitted on the Ferrari was identical to the clutch fitted onto one of Lamborghini's own small tractors. This did not sit well with Ferruccio, the disgruntled Ferrari owner. Ferruccio Lamborghini started yelling, He was so mad. He said, "I paid for my tractor 10 lire for this part, and I paid Ferrari 1,000 lire for the same part." So, one day, when he met Enzo Ferrari, he told him, "You build your beautiful cars with my tractor parts." Enzo Ferrari, however, immediately defended his car. According to Ferrari, the problem wasn't with his clutches. Instead, the issue was with Lamborghini himself. Ferrari told Lamborghini, "You are a tractor driver. You are a farmer. You shouldn't complain about driving my cars because they're the best cars in the world." This only infuriated Lamborghini, who became equally agitated and animated. Lamborghini told him, "Oh yes, I'm a farmer. I'll show you how to make a sports car, and I'll make a sports car by myself to show you how a sports car has to be." From this meeting, Lamborghini got to work. He took one of his Ferraris and began to modify it to function better. He modified it to have a better ride quality while maintaining performance. All of this led to Lamborghini founding his own car company. This new company was called Automobili Ferruccio Lamborghini SPA in 1963. After founding Automobili Lamborghini in 1963, the company would only continue to grow for Lamborghini, as his past few businesses had. It all started with Lamborghini's first car, the 350 GT. Lamborghini needed to design and build his new 350 GT. To create the engine, Lamborghini tapped the services of former Ferrari development chief Giotto Bizzarini. Bizzarini designed a 3.5-liter V12 engine that turned out to be immensely powerful and offered engineers a great platform to improve and build on.
It was a sophisticated car that just had a lot of class and was easy to operate.
The 350 GT was first revealed at the 1964 Geneva Motor Show to a warm reception. Production began soon after first being revealed. By the end of the year, Lamborghini had made 350 GTs for 13 customers. The 350 remained in production for 2 years and ultimately sold 120 units. After the 350 GT, the next major model Lamborghini released was the Miura. The Lamborghini Miura came out as the 350 GT was ending production. With insane specs and an impeccable appearance, the Miura became an iconic Lamborghini. It was a definitive blow to Ferrari and a major success for Lamborghini. The Miura debuted at the 1966 Geneva Motor Show, and its futuristic line stunned the show floor. The car featured a level of styling the public had never seen before. Ferruccio will hire Marcello Gandini of the Bertoni design firm to create this Raging Bull's exotic-shaped car. This would be the first of several iconic cars Gandini would go on to design for Lamborghini. Like the company's GT cars, the Miura was powered by the Bizzarini V12 engine. This time, it was mounted in the middle of the car, behind the driver, as opposed to the more conventional front engine layout. In 1971, the Countach was revealed to the public. It's one of the most iconic Lamborghinis, whose upswinging doors would become synonymous with the brand. Lamborghini reverted to the formula that made the Miura a commercial success in order to produce the Countach. The engine is a larger and more powerful version of the V12 Bizzarini designed from years ago, and the body was once again designed by Gandini. For the next decade and a half, the Countach would allow Lamborghini to compete head-to-head with Ferrari at high-end showrooms around the world. But when it came to the fight for teenage bedroom wall poster space, the Countach won by a country mile. By the late 1980s, the Countach was beginning to show its age. The result was the 202-mile-per-hour Lamborghini Diablo. It's named after a bull that battled a matador in a marathon fight that lasted several hours in 1869. Coming off the success of the Miura and the Countach, Lamborghini returned to its tried-and-true formula. Once again, the Lamborghini turned to an upgraded version of Bizzarini's V12 engine for propulsion and Marcello Gandini to design the supercar's sleek body. As the owners were not sold to the Gandini design, they used Tom Gale to touch up the design. During Diablo's 11-year series production run, Lamborghini produced 2,900 cars. For Ferruccio Lamborghini, the Diablo would be the last model he would experience before his death in 1993 at the age of 76. The Murcielago is named in honor of a fighting bull that was stabbed by a matador 24 times and survived. Luc Donkercloud oversaw Lambo's design process. The Bizzarini V12, however, is back for one more shift. The Bizzarini V12 and the Murcielago LP674 Super Veloce produced over 660 horsepower in its most powerful production form. The final Murcielago number 4099 was produced in February 2010 after more than a decade. In 2003, Lamborghini followed up the Murcielago with the smaller, V10-equipped Gallardo. intended to be more accessible and livable than the Murcielago. The Gallardo would spawn several variants in the subsequent years of production, which included the Spider, the Balboni, and the Superleggera. The Gallardo would become the best-selling model in company history. The Gallardo received a facelift in 2008 to have a more aggressive design. The production of the Gallardo ended on the 25th of November 2013 after 14,022 cars had been produced. The Aventador, the 700 PS replacement for the Murcielago, debuted at the 2011 Geneva Motor Show. The Aventador was the first new Lamborghini automobile in 10 years, having an angular design language and an entirely new V12 engine. The 12-cylinder Aventador is the first Lamborghini flagship not to carry the Bizzarini V12. The Aventador would continue to evolve in its production years, with the Roadster version introduced in 2012 having 2 removable roof panels. In July 2021, the company announced the end of the Aventador line. The Gallardo's replacement, the Huracan, was announced in December 2013 and made its worldwide debut at the 2014 Geneva Motor Show. Like the Gallardo, the Huracan is also powered by a V10. Introduced as a concept in 2012, the Urus would be unveiled in its production form in 2017. The Urus is based on a Volkswagen platform and shares its engine with the Porsche Cayenne, but uses its own distinctive technologies. The Urus was first styled as a concept by Filippo Perini, the company's former chief designer, but would later be refined by Mieke Borcher, the current chief designer of Lamborghini. The design language of the Urus is heavily influenced by the Aventador. The Urus is the second off-road vehicle produced by the company. 1974 marked another major year in Lamborghini's history. Specifically, it was the year the legend ultimately retired. He would go on to buy an estate in the Umbria region of Italy. In the end, Lamborghini would make his father proud by starting his own winery and grape farm. He would spend the rest of his life hunting and producing wines. All the while, he involved himself in business affairs, and his businesses continued to remain profitable. At the age of 76 in 1993, Lamborghini would ultimately pass. Today, Lamborghini's companies continue to operate. His daughter now runs the family's winery. His son Tonino operates a clothing chain. Lamborghini is undoubtedly a legend. Starting from humble roots, he would go on to create one of the world's most profitable and recognizable car brands. Even today, Lamborghinis are known as one of the most luxurious cars you can buy. What do you think of Lamborghini's story? Do you like cars? What about supercars like Lamborghinis? Comment your thoughts down below and be sure to hit the subscribe button to be notified of future uploads. Thank you for watching.